Hi friends, I'm Jarvis, and welcome to this very special video. For today, I am officially 23 years old. And I gotta say guys, it has been an excellent day so far. I've had the most awesome time with my family, and I am grateful for all the birthday wishes that I have received. And I thought that to celebrate this video, I would hold my end of the bargain and answer some of your questions that you have asked me for this Q&A video. So without wasting any more time, let's begin answering these questions. Our first question comes from Inquisitor Zane. If you had unlimited hobby budget, what project would you start? I would want to extend some of the armies that I have already, get more models and expand the range. But with an unlimited budget, I would want to start another army, actually. And I would actually like to start another Age of Sigmar army. And the army that I would like to start would be the Slavoneth. And it will actually be interesting to do my own little color scheme for these quote-unquote tree elves. And it would just be fun to have like an entire bookshelf just stuffed with dryads and tree lords and Kurnoth hunters. It sounds like a neat idea and something that I would probably do down the line. And if I did have an unlimited budget, I would definitely do that. Our next question comes from CM Wargames. What are your opinions, thoughts on 9th edition, and what will it mean for your armies? The thing is that I don't really play the Warhammer 40k game that much, if not at all. I can't really find the time for me to actually go out and play the game. And with all honesty, I'm not really into Warhammer because of the game, but more because I like to collect the models, paint them, and of course read about the lore. But the few times that I've played 8th edition, it was pretty fun, so it would be neat to see how Games Workshop will do 9th edition, and it would definitely be cool to try out all their new rules and gameplay styles that they have revealed for 9th edition. It sounds pretty fun, and with all honesty, if I have the time, I'll probably go out and try it out. Again, there's so much I can't say, but thanks for your question, Wargames. Up next is Tabletop Tom. If you could decide what the next big Black Library series would be about, what heroes, setting, time period would you choose? Now this is a really fun question. I would normally pick something from 40k, but to be honest, I would like to see something from Age of Sigmar. And if I was calling the shots, I would like to see like this grand book series about the Age of Myth, where Sigmar was traveling across mortal realms, uniting the old gods and the new gods, and creating his new order. It would be neat actually to see the perspective of both Sigmar, the other gods, and the inhabitants of the mortal realms. Seeing their perspective on Sigmar's quests. Hopefully, Games Workshop will do something really cool for AOS down the line. But again, if I was calling the shots, I would definitely do a book series on Age of Sigmar. And I think it would be something really neat to do to expand the Age of Sigmar setting. Again, that's what I would do. Anyways, thanks for your question, Tom. Our next question comes from Dave P. So if they do Adepticon next year, will you be swinging by in stateside to visit? Here's the thing, every year I always look forward to Adepticon and what kind of stuff Games Workshop will reveal for both 40k and AOS. However, I don't really see myself really going to the States and participating in Adepticon. Mostly because I kind of like the idea of just staying home and seeing the whole reveals and seeing the whole thing being done through my screen. That way I can just make my notes and make a video about it. Whereas if I'm over there, then I don't really have my equipment with me, and I wouldn't like the idea of recording in a hotel room or something. It would be a fun experience though, to get the whole experience front and center. But unfortunately, I'm not that kind of person that will do something like that for YouTube videos, or even for myself. But that's just me. But thanks for your question, Dave. Our next question comes from Anon. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Top 3 favorite factions and why? Now, last year I was asked about what was my favorite faction in all of 40k, and I only had the one option, so I did say Space Marines because, well, they were my first army, and in my profile picture and avatar is a Space Marine. However, if I were to rank Space Marines in a top 3 list, they would be at the number 3 spot. Number 2 would actually go to the Ironeth Deepkin. When they were revealed of how colorful these models were, and with the whole theme of them being elves from the sea, I really liked that idea, and they were the faction that wowed me enough to really get into Age of Sigmar. And it revealed to me how great Age of Sigmar can be if I were to give it a chance. However, my number 1 spot for favorite factions out of all of Warhammer would actually be the Tau Empire. I don't know why, but there's something about them that really interested me. How they're this young alien empire that are trying to bring other worlds into its fold, not because of colonization or because of the need for resources, but because they believe that it's a duty for them to unite all of the galaxy species, for all to serve as one for the greater good of all. And the fact that they're not like this endangered alien race like the Eldar, or they're spread across the entire galaxy doing their own thing like the Orcs and even the Necrons, they have their own little territory within the Milky Way, and they are their own little empire, trying its very best to deal with the galaxy-wide empire that is the Imperium of Man. I don't know, there's something I really like about them that I can't really put into words. Though you could say maybe the aesthetic of them having like these Gundam anime battle type suits is probably one of the reasons why I like the Tau Empire. But yeah, it would be the Tau Empire who would be my favorite factions out of all of the factions found in 40k and AOS. And hopefully down the line we'll get a lot more books about them, which I'll be looking forward to reading. But thanks for your question, man. Our next question comes from Edic Beer 40k. What are your hobby and channel goals for the rest of the year? For hobby goals, it is to paint a lot more models. I'm slowly accomplishing that, actually. Like, I'm painting the Tyranids that I've bought last year, and so far it's going great. So hopefully I can finish them soon. The other goal that I have in mind for the hobby side is to expand more of my Warhammer factions. You know, I want to expand the Tau Empire, I want to expand the Astra Militarum, I want to expand the Sisters of Battle, the Ironeth Deepkin, within budget reason though. And also to expand my collection of codexes, battle tomes, and to read a lot more books set within the 40k and AOS setting. As for channel goals, well, I wanted to do a lot more collaborations with other channels, and I believe I'm doing that. I'm inviting other channels to take part in the 40k and AOS lore videos. I've been invited to another podcast, so that was a lot of fun. And hopefully I can do other things for the year. Maybe do my own little podcasts with other channels, and again, hopefully bring more channels in to take part in the lore videos. So with that in mind, thanks for your question, Edic. And our last question comes from Idiotic Sindri. Hopefully I pronounced your name right, man. What got you into Warhammer in the first place? I've made a video explain that already, and I did answer a question like this last year, but for this video, I will answer again. So years ago, I was just browsing through my computer watching YouTube videos during the summertime, and one of these videos would actually be a review of the video game Space Marine. I had no exposure to Warhammer at all during the time, so when I saw gameplay footage of Captain Titus slaying orcs upon orcs and seeing him taking on Chaos Demons and Chaos Space Marines, and seeing the gameplay, seeing their armor, seeing the weapons that they use, it blew my mind of how grim and how huge Warhammer 40k was. And it was this little glimpse of what is 40k that got me into wanting to learn more about it. To learn more about the Space Marines, to learn more about the Imperium of Man, to learn more about the Orcs, Chaos. I wanted to just dive right into the deep end of what is 40k. And yeah, it was with this exposure that got me into going to a hobby store, picking up my first box of Space Marines, buying some outdated codexes on the Orcs, Tau, Space Marines, and Chaos Space Marines. And from that, I continued on, and years later, I've started a YouTube channel talking about my favorite hobby. So that is what got me into Warhammer in the first place. And of course, I'd love to hear your stories about how you got into Warhammer in the comments down below, if you want to share your story. And with that, I have answered all of your questions, guys. Thank you for asking me them, and I had a lot of fun answering them. And hopefully I can continue something like this next year. So thank you all for your birthday wishes, and thank you all for taking the time to ask me a question. With all said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you sometime down the line with a brand new video. Again, thank you for watching. And if you liked this video and you'd like to subscribe, make sure to activate the bell notification button so you'll never miss an episode. And if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.
This is the heart of the nest. It has taken root in this facility's main power generator. Reactivating the generator will destroy the nest.